YouTube? It's Thunda back at it again with another episode of 302 Fishing. Just got done working. I'm coming out here for the late night bite. I'm sure you guys saw the last couple episodes here where I was throwing different kind of topwater baits. You had the buzz bait, you had the whopper plopper, and I got a couple other ones that are right along the pike here, but I wanted to do something a little bit goofy today because I went to a bait store that's right up the road from me that I normally don't go to other than Dick's. That's where I usually go because it's close. But I was checking out some things because I wanted to get some tube rattles for another topwater bait we're going to be using. And I saw this kind of like Lazy Susan thing, and it was, basically filled with all these crazy looking dumb baits. Like, who in the heck would buy anything like these, man? But it was sitting there, and of course, curiosity was killing me, and I'm like, man, I was just looking at one bait, and I said, I wonder if this would actually work in Delaware waters. So, of course, I pulled the trigger, I bought the bait, and I just thought it was the goofiest looking thing. And the bait that we're going to be looking at right now, it's been on the internet a couple times and everything else, but it's going to be the Arbogast Buzz Plug. If this thing isn't about the most ridiculous looking bait you've ever seen in your life, I don't know. But I don't know if you remember Land of the Lost, where Will Ferrell had the big old bug right off his back and everything else. That's kind of what this thing looks like hanging from his back. But I think we're going to have pretty good success with this because, again, obviously you can see the blade blowing in the wind right now. It is a buzz bait. My only concern is one or two different things, and that's the hook right here. It's only got 2 hooks on it as opposed to like a treble where you've got 3, obviously. And if they go to short strike it, are they going to miss it? Is it going to twist away? And of course, the body of it, it almost is the size of a good size frog if you use it. So my assumption is if we have a decent 1-pounder or bigger than that, they're going to be able to swallow this. But again, I'm just worried about that short strike that's going to go on. So like I said, I got to laugh at it just by the look of the thing. But we're going to wrap this up on my rod right here. And we're going to throw a few casts out here, and we're going to see if we can get a couple good, decent blow-ups with this bait. So give me a couple seconds, and hopefully we can get that fish on. All right, so let's make our way to the pond over here. Again, we'll just throw as many casts as we can while the sun is shining here. Again, looks like somebody created a path right here. So, of course, we're going to walk our way into that. And we got to be careful of the depth here and as well the firmness of the ground that we're walking on. Everything seems fine so far. And again, I got to watch out for these sticks right here, so I got to try to come in between these. But I'm already seeing swirls all around. But let's see if we can get something off of this goofy looking bait. So I don't know what kind of success we're going to have here. We did have a storm come by. Temperature is drastically lower, almost 20 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. I'm sure the pressure is low, and these bass are probably going to be somewhat sluggish, if not reactionary towards this bait. But that's not going to stop me from trying to use it and trying to achieve the goal that we're looking for, 1, maybe 2 fish. But again, as that sun starts to set, the hope is the activity will pick up. It's a cool looking biplane right here, see it? A lot of crop dusting around here. We got 2 or 3 of these guys that come by, man. They sweep super low. But these guys are insane when they come across these crops and everything, and how low they get to the ground, man. I'm talking about like probably within inches. But these guys are pretty experienced at what they do. And again, got to keep these plants healthy in order to put it on the market for us to consume. These fish are quiet as anything today. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. You see that? Something came up right behind it. See if they'll come after it again. Again, sometimes you change the way the thing comes across the water, man. So obviously a steady stream wasn't working, so now again I'm a couple cranks, get a bunch of water splashing up, and then just pause it and let that fish try to come after it. All right, so I shifted over about 10, whoa. I shifted over about 10 feet, and I'm trying to test my luck here. And that wasn't happening right there. But I'm gonna move a little further over here. Yikes. Definitely not working there, guys. Okay, I fanned all the way around here. I think what I'm gonna do with the last bit of sun right here, I'm gonna go way back into the corner over there. Hopefully I can find an open spot that I can get into, and I can go ahead and try to go left and right. I don't know what kind of luck I'll have back at there. I don't even know if there's algae back there or if it's clear. Hopefully it's clear and I can throw this thing back there, because I know there's some big ones back in that culvert back there. All right, let's make our way to that back side over there. And let's cross our fingers and hopefully we can find an opening. All right, so the culvert's right here. We have to walk along the side of this easement over here. Again, I want to walk onto people's property, but most of the times I come back here, these folks don't bother me at all. They let me do my thing. But it looks like we're really clear over here. There's no algae whatsoever. But there are some good ones in there. There's some 2, 3s, and even 5s in here, but I'm hoping we can find an opening somewhere that we can eke our way in and throw a couple casts. All right, looks like we might get lucky. It looks like somebody chopped some stuff down here, because the last time I came here, there was all kinds of craziness here. And again, I gotta watch right here on the edge and how deep this water is. Let's knock this cattail down. I know there's a dip here somewhere. There it is right there, I can feel it. All right, let's see how lucky we can get right here. Again, I don't have much room to cast here, but whatever little available real estate that we have, we'll try to cast in without getting caught in these trees. But here we go. We're getting caught already. Not one fish, guys. That's a shame. These fish got to be turned off, man, completely. There you go. Fish on, guys. Oh, it's a nice one, too. It's a nice one. Oh, yeah. Look at this big blow up, guys. Holy crap. Nice. Did you hear that loud thump? All right. I would say that bait works, guys. Hold on, let me get this thing out of here. Crap. Oh, yeah, it's a good 3-pounder, easy. Good hook set. Well, I was worried about the way the hooks were going to hit on here, but you can plainly see that that hook went right... You can plainly see that that hook went right into the roof of the mouth of the fish. So she was on there. It wasn't coming off. But I knew there was a decent one over here. It's probably, if I had to guess, maybe pushing 3 pounds. So like a dummy, the camera was off when I threw the fish out into the water. But you get the idea. You saw me catch the fish. You know, it would have been nice to see the release, but that thing absolutely just destroyed that buzz plug there. But we're going to try to find another opening. And I threw right across right in here, because I know they sit in these little gaps right there, if you can look right across. And I threw one right in front of this gap right here. And that's where that fish hit, coming halfway through. Looks like we may have an opening here, possibly. Yes, a little bit of an opening here. I don't know how we're gonna do this. We don't have very much space at all. But I have a very narrow corridor to throw this bait in. But we'll see if we can get something that might be hanging around right here, but I threw it all the way across. But I know this water's deep here. I'm not even gonna venture to step out in here. Oh my God, did you see that? Did you see that? Holy crap. Let's see if he goes for it again. That was a massive hit. That's the second time that's happened to me before, guys. You saw it on the Whopper Plopper episode. Let me step back a little bit. God, please, Jesus, hit again. Swirl right there. All right, so there we go. I mean, I fished all the way to dusk right here. You can see right behind me. It's getting ready to turn into night. And 2 spots, 2 shots, 1 hit, 1 miss. That's all we had. It was just like almost like that Whopper Plopper episode we had before this one right here. Again, not making excuses. We did have a huge downpour yesterday. The temperature dropped 20 degrees. That pressure's all the way down, and these fish were just not moving at all. Like I said, we only had that 1 strike right there after God knows how many casts. And then, again, we got lucky on that second spot where I was able to only cast one way, straight out, because the trees were to my left and right, and the water was too deep, so I couldn't get past them in order to get an effective cast. But that massive blow-up, I mean, I would gather to say it's probably about 4 or 5 pounds that fish could have been, because it was, you saw how big it was. But we know this bait will elicit a strike. So if we have the right conditions, I'm sure we can get some doozies off of this. The Arbogast Buzz Plug. $7.95, it was pretty cheap to me. I mean, it was worth the fun of throwing it out there and just seeing how it works. I mean, listening to the rattle, seeing how the blade moves into the water, and again, wondering if these hooks are going to hook into the fish. So if I had to give a review on it, again, for the sound, awesome. For the blade, could it be a little bit bigger, a little bit wider to make some more noise? Yes, it could have been. These hooks, even though this time I did hook the fish, I would have loved to have maybe a treble on there on the back side of this, or maybe it's just a single stinger hook out there, like, you know, you would have a trailer on a buzz bait. But again, we haven't really tested it out where we didn't have a cruddy day from the day before. We had a lot of muddy water in here, and it kind of made it kind of difficult for these fish to kind of see that. But you saw how that one fish reacted to the bait. When I caught it, I was pulsing it, and finally it struck. It sounded like somebody dropped a brick in the water, and it made a big old bloop, just like that, and all you see is the bait go under, and of course I struck it and brought it in. But kudos to the crappy cameraman who decided to say, hey, GoPro, whatever, you know what I mean, because the camera's going to do an action right now, and it turned off, and I wasn't able to get the release. So my apologies on that. I was just super excited to catch a fish after 2 hours worth of nothing. But I hope you enjoyed the episode. I had a good time out there doing it and trying to get them fish on this particular bait. As always, guys, like, subscribe, push that notification bell, and fish on.